Hello, hello, hello. How's everyone doing today? Hello, 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 hello. Happy New... Gosh darn it, I haven't streamed all year. It's been so long. How's everyone doing today? How is everyone doing today? Everything is a mess because I'm working on stuff. I've been working on stuff quite a bit, actually. It's actually nice to be working on stuff again. How's everyone doing? Hello, hello, hello. Same as every night, world domination. Yeah, you know how much paperwork is involved in world domination? Like, think about it. Think about having to take every country's tax system and make that homogenous. You don't want to rule the world. You know how much paperwork would be involved with that? I don't like paperwork. Screw that. No, no. Give me a small island. I'll take an island. I'll take a fiefdom. Okay? A few servants. Not the world. Not the world. Too much headache. Too much headache. Rather have fun. You don't want to rule the world. New year? New year? Same old crappy camera. Let's see if it's still broken. I actually fiddled with it. It's not turning on. I might have broken it. I fiddled with it before the stream went live, hoping to fix the overhead camera. And I, uh-oh. Okay, let's see. Are you still green? Yeah, you're still green. Dang it. Okay, I'll try something else. Let's try something else. Let's try something else. Yeah, whatever. Deal with it later. Well, that didn't work. That didn't work. There we go. So how's everyone doing today? Everyone enjoy the holidays? Everyone enjoy the holidays? Everyone had some good holidays? Did Santa Claus bring you everything you wanted? Did everyone who doesn't do Santa Claus just enjoy the time off? Because, hey, it's a holiday. You don't have to work, and hopefully your company paid you. So... yeah, it's an eco-friendly overhead camera. That's why it's green. It's eco-friendly. Speaking of eco-friendly, you know what the best filament in the world is? Something you don't have to pay for. Do you want a free spool of filament? Enter for your chance to win a spool of POLYMAKER. Link in the video description. We give away a spool every stream. So enter for your chance. Trying to find the motivation to finish wiring on your VCore 500. There is a R2D2 half dome that needs to be printed, so get on that. That's why. For some reason, I don't know what's with the rat rigs. Nothing against the rat rigs, it's just an observation. The amount of people that I know that got a rat rig, VCore 3 or 4, 500, so they could print R2D2 parts is outside what I would consider a normal amount of people buying a printer for a thing. I got a hair in my eye and it's like, there it is. Stuck to my eyelashes or my eyebrow. Retail C worked. Ooh, I do not miss those days. I used to work at a grocery store. I worked at a grocery store for like 7 years. From like I was 16 till I was like, I don't know, early 20s. Somebody do the math, whatever 7 years is of that. Droid parts, yep. I got it because I could, it was used. I mean, if you get a deal's a deal, right? You're not gonna, don't pass up a deal. Okay, my music's a loud loud on my end. There we go. Maurice, Happy New Year. Happy New Year. So what are we doing today? Today's stream is just gonna be a bit of a grab bag. What do I mean by that? We're not doing anything specific today on the stream. It is the first stream of the year. We're gonna be talking about some stuff, plans with the channel, stuff I would like to get, change about. Basically, it's just going to be a fun little recap stream, a little yapping stream. I've got a few things to work on in regards to printers and power armor. It's always good to work on power armor. So it's just going to be a bit of a here and there and chat and take it easy. And then tomorrow we'll probably get into the, either tomorrow or Tuesday. We might wait till Tuesday. We'll see. We'll get into the, back into the LDO build or the gloop build. My Christmas got delayed due to norovirus. Ooh, that was luckily not me last year. but like 2 weeks before Christmas last year, I'm pretty sure I never actually got tested for norovirus, but I had the symptoms of norovirus and I got it while traveling, including 2 flights transatlantic. So I'm assuming I got norovirus. And it was not fun. Yeah, it was a good couple days of hell. Plus I had COVID. So it's just like all the bad stuff at once. Steve's here. Hi, Steve. Everyone say hi, Steve. Everyone say hi, Steve. If you're wondering why it's a mess, it's because I was working on this. Because, you know, you can't have Fallout power armor without a Ripper. So it's going to be the laser pistol and the Ripper are going to be the 2 weaponry that's going with the power armor. So I made this yesterday. Put it all together. I need to buy more paint. This is why it's this. This is just the base coat of paint. I need to pick up some OD green paint. I want to get enamel paint. Because for those that don't know, like, yeah, the plan was to spray paint this, but the thing is, Army equipment is usually like painted, especially back in like, put it this way, I've never seen a can of spray paint in Fallout game, have you? So why would this stuff be spray painted if it's a Fallout thing? So I want to get some like green enamel paint for that like sheen look, like that, you know, the old Army paint kind of thing. So I might do that. We'll see. Hello, are you going to be building a box turtle? Yes, I will be whenever the kit gets sent to me. Simple as that. I will be building a box turtle. I'm just waiting on the kit. Somebody's going to be like, there are paints in Fallout. I'm like, oh, no. Okay. I'll be honest, it's been a while since I've actually played a Fallout game. The last one I played 4. I played a bunch of 4 and 3 in New Vegas. Send me a kit too. Don't be asking for stuff. Rule on the channel for if you happen to be new here. If you're watching this for the VOD, how was your holidays? Did you get what you wanted? If you got what you wanted, let me know in the description below. Leave a comment and like the smash button and subscribe. But rule of the channel, for those that don't know, don't ask for free shit. It is the biggest pet peeve of mine and a bunch of other content creators. Whenever somebody mentions like, oh, I have a broken printer or I've got like no room or something, you always get people that pop into chat and ask for free shit. Don't do it. It gets very old very quick. Believe me. You got a Hedamame kit? Nice. Hedamames are fun. They are literally my daily driver headphones. They are literally my daily driver headphones on my main computer. That's one of the goals for this year. I do want to get the Twitch channel back up. In 2022, was it? 2023. 2023, near the end of 2023, I have a Twitch channel. And we were doing a game stream a week, roughly. 1 or 2 game streams a week. And it was going pretty good. And then I got sick. And then some stuff happened. And long story short, I just stopped streaming on Twitch. So I'd like to get back into that. I would like to get back into the Twitch thing. The little guy goes back to school next week. So maybe the week after, once everything's all settled, I'll start doing a stream a week on Twitch for just the stuff that people have told me not to talk about on this channel and also game stuff. So maybe we'll use the Twitch channel a bit more as stuff that doesn't quite align with what this channel is about, but I still want to, you know, rant and have fun with the community. So I don't wear headphones, but I have to wear headphones. I used to not have headphones. Back in oldie days, I had the Logitech speakers, you know, the crappy 5-speaker Logitechs that everyone had back in like the 2000s, and I had a corner desk with my computer. And I used those all the time. And when I played games like World of Warcraft or PlanetSide, I had headphones. I had one of those like really crappy Logitech headphones that's just the one ear for like Skype. And I would use that, and that would just be TeamSpeak. So I would have TeamSpeak in my ear, and then the music or the sounds from the game would come out the speakers. It actually worked really great, especially in games like PlanetSide. But computers are loud, and when you're sharing a house with people, it's kind of nice to not have to annoy everyone with your sounds. So I ended up going to headphones, and that's all I use now. Yep, TeamSpeak. Back in my day. I can't remember last time I used my speakers. When I rebuilt my computer, I cleaned up my computer desk a couple months ago, And as part of that, I took my speakers off the desk to like clean it all. And then I put everything back and I forgot to hook the speakers up. And then I realized I don't need them. I have speakers in one of my monitors. So every now and then when I want to show show my wife or the little guy something on the TV or on the computer, I'll just use my built-in speaker monitors. They suck. They're horrible. But like I use them once a month, if that. Otherwise, there's no point. So cleaned up the wiring a bit by getting rid of them. Soft, delicate ear bits. I get tired from headphones. That's why I like the headphones that I use ahead of Mame's. I use the open back ones now. They allow a bit of air movement, so they're not as sweaty. And they're, when you print the head strap, I printed mine out of PETG. It doesn't hold a lot of tension on the head. It's actually really nice. Bookshelf speakers. Yeah, like I've got downstairs. I got a record player. I got a vinyl setup downstairs, and I have speakers for that. I have some Bosch or Bose. I don't know. I have some decent speakers for that. That I have decent speakers for. But for computer stuff, yeah, I don't. Plus, the problem with our computer room, and this is why I can't do any streams at night. For those that did watch the Twitch channel last year, if you notice, I only stream during the day, not at night. And the reason I can't stream at night is simply our computer room is between two bedrooms. So we have a raised ranch. So we have master bedroom, computer room, and then little guy's room. So if anyone's sleeping in the room, I can't have like loud noises in the computer room. And games are loud, movies are loud, whatever. So it's just a lot easier to not have to deal with it by just wearing headphones. Guten Abend. Guten Abend. Hope things are well in Deutschland. What did you miss? Not much. I'm making some room. So yeah, so for those wondering, this was yesterday's project. I printed this over a couple days. I don't know. I printed everything on this on the Prusa Mark IV. Why? I don't know. I just did. I printed on the Mark IV. So this is the Fallout 3 Ripper. That's going to go with the T45 Power Armor. All glued together. I got to tape it off and paint some stuff and weather it. This is a Nerf. This has nothing to it. The laser pistol will have a light in it. So we're going to work on some of that stuff today. I got to try out, I got a battery for the helmet. So that's actually the first thing we're going to try out today because we got to do some wiring. Need to find a mini split sponsor. I reached out to 2 companies and I didn't hear back. But you know who does respond to feedback? Gamer Subs. Use code Canuck, save 10% off your order. Link in the video description. They're sending me a bunch of their new flavors for the new year to try out. So get some Gamer Subs in ya. Nerf laser pistol? No, Fallout laser pistol. AEP7 laser pistol is what we're going to be using for the Fallout build. The Fallout Power Armor is going to have... I got to figure out how to make a holster for this. That's the only thing, because I want this on the side of the Power Armor. I know it's Fallout, but I'm building this like a Space Marine, which is hilarious. So I want to have this on the side. So yeah, I need to figure that out. I got to clean my desk here. I've got so much grit on this mat from stuff. Magnets. That's what I'm thinking, but I don't know. We'll see. No sarcasm, get that endorsement. That is one thing you'll probably see on the channel more this year. I've avoided it as long as I can. You probably will see more ad reads on the channel going forward. As much as I don't like doing them, because it ruins the flow, and I'd rather not, I'm probably going to have to start doing more ad reads. So that's... Today, we're also going to be talking about some stuff I got planned upcoming for the channel over the next little bit. Nothing set in stone, but just kind of floating ideas. And basically, I'm putting stuff out there to get feedback. So be very vocal with your feedback. If you're watching this in the future, leave comments in the video because I do check them. But one of the things is ad reads and videos. I got to figure out how to monetize videos in the channel more because I'll be honest, last year sucked. Last year on the channel sucked. I had a great time. I had a really great time. Got to do a bunch of stuff, go to a bunch of places. But in terms of channel growth, compared to 2023, 2024 kind of sucked for the channel. I'll be honest. First to admit it, I know where some of my faults were. The year started off great. Video a week, things were going good. But then what I feared would happen, happened. And then some other stuff happened that I'm not going to get into because it's outside the channel. And personally, you don't need to know about stuff. Please don't get parasocial, please. I've already had to ban a few people from the community over the past year for being weird and parasocial. Please don't. Essentially what happened was the videos, while I was putting them out and they were getting good feedback, they weren't doing anything for the channel. They were basically involving quite a bit of work in terms of like recording everything, making the video. I lost money on pretty much every video I put out last year in terms of like, just like, for example, the Helldiver helmet video. Let me pull this up here. Let me just put it in perspective here. Because I'm open to being honest about things within reason. Simple as that. So I don't like hiding stuff behind the curtain because I do want to be honest. I believe as a content creator, you are my boss. You don't have executive control of anything, but you are my boss. So when it comes to, you know, I put out something, I don't know where I was going with that. Oh, but I like being honest. Okay, the Helldiver helmet. So earlier in the year, I put out a video where I made a Helldiver helmet, okay? I actually broke even. I might have broke even on that video. The video got about 32,000 views. It actually got me about 240 subscribers, which was nice. But in terms of revenue, in terms of buying the spray paint, the visor material, straps, primer, stuff like that, I essentially didn't make that much. Your content changed. I think the channel name wasn't necessary, MAO. I changed the channel name because two reasons. I know the content changed. I know the channel changed, okay? Because here's the thing. While I do enjoy 3D printing stuff, obviously, I saw where I was going as a channel and I didn't like where it was going. I don't want to be Chep. I like Chep, right? Chuck Hellebuck, great guy. I don't want to be the Chep of Clipper. I don't want to be the Voron guy. At the end of the day, if you don't have fun doing what you do, you don't do it. Simple as that. And yes, we've built 6 freaking V0s on live streams on this channel. It's fun, don't get me wrong, but like this is like the 4th time I'm building a V2 on this channel. It's not feasible to just build printers all day. It's like, I'm not one of those content creators that can make a 10-minute video out of, oh, you want to run Input Shaper. Okay, this is how you do Input Shaper. Most control boards for your tool head now have an accelerometer built into it. So just set it up as the manufacturer says and just run Shaper Calibrate and then hit File Save. I can't turn that into a 10-minute video. I know I could turn it into a 10-minute video. I don't want to turn it into a 10-minute video. I'll let people that like doing that stuff do that stuff. The whole reason this channel started, and I know I've said this multiple times, was I was bored during COVID. Well, the streaming part, at least. I was bored during COVID, and I wanted to, I don't know, I was bored, and I was building a Voron, or I was taking apart a printer, I was going to rebuild it, and I'm like, you know what, I'll do it on a live stream. Because I started doing videos on this channel because I got, you know, kind of annoyed with people asking the same questions again and again on Discord. So I was like, I'll make instructional videos. And that went really well. And then I'm like, well, I'll start live streaming because I'm bored during COVID. And that went well. It was just me working on stuff with a camera on. That's all this channel is me just working on stuff with a camera on. And whatever comes up in chat comes up in chat and we talk about it. Whatever tangents we go down, we go down. That's what this channel is. At least that's what I view this channel as. If you think this channel is something else, cool, but it's my face on the logo. So that's kind of how last year started. And I'll be honest, the feedback did not, the return on the investment was not there, and I got pretty bummed out about it. Simple as that. In case you haven't noticed, like if you look at last year, the videos, they started off, I was doing almost a video a week, and I'd missed the odd one, but I was doing about a video a week until about midsummer. And then everything kind of just petered out because I'll be honest, I got pretty bummed out with the way things were going. In terms of feedback and growth and whatnot. It is what it is. Right, so you're just not fun to watch or yet. B-roll. Yeah, B-roll. That's why I got the GoPro. What the heck is a parasocial? Monkey Butler Lab. Parasocial people, luckily it's not super common in our community. I have noticed it. But it's not super common in our community. It's more common on like Twitch. It's when people think like, please don't take this negatively. Please do not take what I'm about to say negatively. I am not your friend. I don't know you. Simple as that. I'm a content creator on the internet. I make a web show. We do a live stream several times a week and I put out videos. I do not know you. I am not your friend. Now, we may meet in a civil setting at a rep event. We may have a nice conversation. You know, I'm nice to you, you're nice to me. Maybe eventually down the line, maybe. But like, this is not a two-way street. And some people don't understand that. A lot of people understand it. I'm sure most people here understand it. But like me responding to your question or having a nice little chat doesn't mean we're friends. And I say that, and I'm saying this, please don't take that negatively. I've already seen somebody in chat saying so negative. I'm saying that because some people don't understand that. And when I get emails and DMs in the middle of the night asking people updates about my kid, it freaks me the fuck out. That's another reason things slowed down last year. It honestly, some of the questions and comments I've gotten over the past year about family stuff has honestly disturbed me. And I've banned people from this community. You don't know who they are, you'll never know who they are. But yeah, it's weird as shit. Why do you think I don't bring the little guy out on streams anymore? Or try to avoid him being on streams anymore? And this is something that happens with all content creators that have families. I know a few other YouTube channels that like their kids just used to be in videos because they were like working on something and the kid would be in a video and then all of a sudden they're like, yeah, nope, kid's not in a video anymore. People get weird. People get weird. So yeah. So yeah, please be nice to each other. Like I'm not trying to be rude here, but please understand there is a barrier there. And please don't make it weird. We know more about you than you do about us. Yeah, that's true. Like I don't know who most of you, like honestly, there are people here I've met at Rep Fest, right? That are members of this community. I got no problem talking to, okay? Some of them might be close to that wall of being a friend, maybe. But like, please don't overstep the bounds. Please, like, be chill. That's why my channel name no longer makes sense. I'm a small channel after a few videos came up, my kid. Yeah. So yeah, this is why I understand people VTube. Yep, I fully understand it. I mean, when I started doing the channel, I didn't plan on putting my face on it at all. Go back and watch some of the early videos on the channel. I don't have my face in them because I didn't know how to edit that because I only had one camera and I was just doing basic instructional videos. But like, I don't think it was a while. Not like, it wasn't like a year or something, but I did videos for a bit before I put my face on it. And now I live stream. So like my face is here. I can't avoid it, but it is what it is. I don't even share pics of my kids on private Facebook page. Yeah. Also, another reason I want to move away from strictly 3D printing. We're still going to do 3D printing stuff. Don't get me wrong. We're still going to be doing a bunch of 3D printing stuff. But also, I've spoken with a bunch of other creators in our sphere. YouTube is not promoting this kind of stuff anywhere near as much. Pretty much every content creator I know that does 3D printing related stuff has seen a pretty big downturn in views. Like everyone I've spoken to, except for a few people that do the very clickbaity stuff, has seen and even them have seen a downturn in view counts. and like ad revenue and whatnot. It's things were really good during COVID, as much as it sucks to say. During COVID was like awesome for streaming and 3D printing stuff. But now people are getting back to work. The economy's taking a downturn. 3D printing itself is a luxury. It's a hobby, and it can be expensive. So like even I've noticed it. Like I get less donations during live streams, even though I have the same number of views, because people don't have the same amount of money they used to during COVID and whatnot, because money isn't cheap anymore. Yeah, the YouTube algorithm changed. Videos that the type of stuff that used to do good doesn't do good anymore because the algorithm has changed. So yeah, it's things change. You have to adapt. If I was still doing, like, think about it. What people are like, oh, why don't you do a Clipper video instructional on this? I'm like, I already did one of those 3 years ago. Nothing really changed. I'm not going to remake a video if nothing's changed. Or if somebody else has already done a video on a topic and covered it really good, especially if it's like an instructional video, which is like, just copy these commands and run this program. I'm not going to redo it because I'm not going to have fun doing it. 3D printing is maturing. It is. 3D printing is honestly, now is the best time to get into 3D printing because it's so shit simple. Ready? Go buy a Bamboo Lab A1. Simple as that. Oh, you want a bit more control over your machine? Get a Prusa. That's about it. All the other ones, okay, if you want to save a little bit of money but deal with quality control issues and support issues and a potentially shorter lifespan of the machine, cool, save a bit of money, go with like a Creality. There, I've recommended, there, that's my entire printer recommendation video. Oh, you want full control over your machine and you want to build it because you're a hobbyist? Cool, build a Voron or a VZBot or something. Like, it's matured to the point where it's like, you can't be pumping out like video reviews, especially reviews. 3D printer reviews are like the worst content to do in terms of ROI. It's ridiculous. I like your videos to be put in playlists for topics. They are in playlists. I do put the videos in playlists. At least I'm pretty sure I put most of them in playlists. Playlists. Yeah, we got the Gloop Voron, the Seaboard Trident Kit, Prusa XL. Oh, I got to get on that one. The open source stuff, Positron, Rocky Mountain, Cosplay and Props, Milo, ANET. Yeah, everything is in playlists. I have playlists. Has anyone donated to the stream? Nope. I am actually losing money so far on the stream because I had to buy epoxy before the stream started. The original, yeah, it's the thing is, back in the old days, you could rely on just making, I won't call it derivative content, but you could get by just making instructional videos for like, because honestly, the majority of printers that came out 5 years ago had so many issues. You could just constantly make videos about how to make these printers better and like top mod videos and stuff like that. That doesn't really exist anymore. What is there to talk about a Bamboo? Okay, it's a Bamboo. This is how you slice. Okay, it's how you use the AMS. Okay, here's a Hydra mod. That's cool. Some companies make some accessories for it now, but like, it's the wealth of content you could get out of just the printer itself. I don't really think is there anymore, which is why I'm trying to change it up. That's why I work on stuff like this now. The boots are done for the power armor, by the way. So this is the current stuff that I want to do with the channel. The Shrimp Father gifted a community membership. Cheers and appreciate it. And Jordan, $10 Canadian. Cheers. I'll cover the epoxy. Thank you. It was actually $9.80 on Amazon, so thank you. So yeah, so if you're wondering what the plans for the channel are over the next year, one, a bunch of shit that I wanted to do last year, actually do them. Simple as that. There was a bunch of projects I started last year that I didn't get around to finishing, or I dropped pretty quickly. Get them done. The electric little bike that I'm building out of an old printer frame, the power armor stuff, the Prusa XY, stuff like that. Get it going, get it going. Essentially, we're still gonna do printer stuff, but the goal is to not just do printer stuff, is to be doing stuff with the printers. Because I think there's more of a market for that now. Especially with the way that YouTube, in case people haven't realized, YouTube is going back towards long form content. The era of shorts is I think coming to an end, I'm hoping, at least monetarily. Shorts don't pay shit. The only thing shorts are good for is inflating your numbers and getting new subscribers who very rarely actually go to your channel, because most people just watch shorts on their homepage. So subscribing to your channel means nothing other than bigger number, better person. So longer form content, that's why if you notice, a lot of YouTubers have put out anthology videos that are like 8 hours long, because people leave it on when they go to sleep, or they leave it on second monitor content, and you get a ton of ad revenue. It's like the current trick with YouTube. So I want to get into more build stuff. I'm still enjoying the project's nice change of pace. Still my go-to for foreign. Cheers, Truggy. And also remember, during the live streams, like, this is the thing. I don't do videos on a lot of like 3D printer technical stuff, because I end up doing it on the live stream. So somebody will come in and be like, oh, how do I do this? I'll be like, oh, do this. And they're like, okay. That could have been a video, but I just answered it on a live stream because that's just how it is. George, £5. Cheers and appreciate it. It's going to gift the epoxy, but Sony everyone's covering the epoxy. Thank you. But yeah, so the plan with the channel this year is we're still going to do 3D printer stuff, but that's also going back to the name change, Canuck Creator. I'm a Canadian who makes stuff. Also, I like the name better. Nero 3D was just my online name that I happened to make a channel that became a 3D printing channel. Nero 3D could have easily been a freaking Minecraft channel. It just happened to be my YouTube channel name. That I just added 3D to it because it was 3D printing. Originally it was 3DP, if you know, you know. But the plan is basically use the printers to make more stuff. And the first big project is the power armor. So we've got the boots done. We got the helmet done, and actually the first thing we're going to work on today is the helmet. Snip the live streams. Here's the thing with the live streams. A lot of people are like, oh, hey, what you should do is you should take your live streams and edit that. That's a 3-hour raw file. Editing a 3-hour raw file into a video 3 times a week, that's a lot of work. And I do not have the budget for an editor. Every now and then I might pull out something going forward. But yeah. Thanks for the content. How's the Seaboard? Oh, Seaboard, first things first. Yeah, we're ripping the head out of this. I'm talking to a company, an individual who has a company who's going to be sending over some goodies. The head of this thing is getting ripped out and thrown in the garbage, and I'm going to burn it. So we're replacing this. This is getting ripped out, and we're completely gutting the tool head, new electronics, everything. Because I like the motion system. I like the printer. I just want it to flipping work. So, yeah. And yes, Tube will be going in it. Who else? Azilio gifted 10 community memberships. Cheers and appreciate it. And Lee Smith, £5 or £5 or euros. £5, getting in on the epoxy too. CAD design videos. Okay, here's the problem, Jackson. I'm shit at CAD. Don't tell anyone, but I'm absolutely horrible at CAD. It's a mess. I am nowhere near educated enough in CAD to do tutorial videos on it. It would literally be me teaching piano lessons and being 1 lesson ahead of my student if I were to make videos. Yeah. Seaboard is fine. Yeah, here's the thing. I want to like this printer so much. I know a bunch of other people that have bought in this printer and have no issues with it. I've just been chasing down gremlins in the tool head of this printer since the day I got it. You guys know. I've streamed it all. I can't hide anything when you live stream everything, but I've been chasing down gremlins on this tool head since it was built. I've replaced like every component on it. Like this is the tool head of Cesius. Yeah. This is the tool head of the speech impediment that won't let me say the name of the ship. So we're just ripping the entire thing out and starting over. Thorsten gifted a community membership. Cheers. ERCFA calibration stream. Whenever I get an ERCFA V2. All the Voron folks. I know there's only a couple people on the Voron team that are really good at it. Oh, I know that I know what the name of the ship is, but I have a speech impediment with S's and my tongue being fat, and I can't say ship of Cesius. Yeah, I can't do that. I put the eyes on the. I did not put the eyes on the idler. I made an MS Paint image of the eyes on the idler going nom nom feed me GT2. And that Max found that funny and put eyes on the idler because of that. I actually have the original image somewhere on my server. More space. Yeah, I need more space. I'm working on it. I actually cleared out a bunch of stuff. Like today, the other day I went on a trash and I threw out so much stuff. Camera live stream. Yeah, I have the stuff to do. The problem is I need a camera that's not, you know, like I know the green camera works with the Fallout stuff. You know, it's visually fitting, but it's not supposed to be green. So we got to fix that. I'm basically waiting on a deal to pop up on Facebook Marketplace. I'm hoping to find like a Sony A5100 or something. I'd like a Sony because I have a bunch of Sony lenses already. Simple as that. And I want something with a lens that I can zoom and adjust really easily. I want Sony because of the Sony has really good autofocus, or another camcorder, because camcorders have really nice zoom. They keep focus as you zoom in and out. But it's basically got to be something that I can just reach up and manually zoom it quick. Do GoFundMe. I don't like GoFundMes. It's weird that I say that when pretty much my livelihood is dependent on people supporting the channel through Patreon or gifted memberships and stuff like that, or at least a good chunk of it is. But I don't like GoFundMes. Also, what am I, an American who needs healthcare? What's GoFundMe? Isn't that like, why would I rely on the US healthcare system to fund a camera? Okay, let me put these down. By the way, these are like 4 kilograms each. These boots are like 4 kg each. And apparently I've been told I got to stop with the political quips. People don't like that. So that's the one you get for today. But the first thing we're going to do is we're going to get some fans in this because battery. Originally so for those that don't know, this has fans in it. There are fans in this module here. And I like the way I did it because you could see the fan. The fan's right there and it blows cold air. It sucks in cold air through these grates, it blows it around, and the cold air comes out the front. Monkey Butler Lab, gifted 10 community memberships. Cheers and appreciate it. They do get engagement. We're gonna try and save that for the Twitch. So, what's a good price for an A5100? Not what people want on Facebook Marketplace. It's a mirrorless camera that's like 10 years old at this point, and people want 450 Canadian on Marketplace. I'm not paying 450 on Marketplace. I bought mine new open box for less than that from Best Buy. My Seaboard toolhead is having problems. The BMG gears don't turn, it makes a grinding noise. Yep, dark 3D vision. That could be the issue. I replaced the gears and I still had the issue. So, A5100s overheat all the time? No. You have to update the firmware on the A5100. So if you update your firmware on the A5100 to the newest one, and by newest one, it's like new from like 8 years ago. But if you update it to like not the firmware it comes on it, you should have the option to turn on a high heat mode, which lets the internal temperature get a little bit hotter before it triggers the overheat shutdown. And then the big trick, you have to flip the screen up. You have to flip the screen up, which allows more heat to radiate out the back, because if you have the screen flipped down, the screen itself generates heat and it traps the heat in the body. So you have to flip the screen up on the A5100 and it's good. When we stream downstairs, I use an A5100. That thing can be on for hours. It doesn't overheat. I love the idea of switching stuff. Cheers, Andy. So the plan is, I don't have, where'd my whiteboard go? I don't know where, I used to have a whiteboard, but TLDR, for changing stuff up, we're still going to do printer stuff on the channel. But I think a lot of that will now be stream related. Because in terms of videos, I want to be using the printers to make stuff. For the power armor, by the way, just for reference, just so I can, you know, show I'm not quite bullshitting so much. Nope, that's not the right file. Where is my server? There is my server. Vault, not system. Neuro 3D, imports, date modified, power armor. There we go. So just for reference, as of right now, we currently have 104 gigs of B-roll for the power armor. We have 104 gigs of B-roll for the power armor build. And that's not including the stuff I haven't dumped off the camera yet. So the plan is with all of this is I've already got 2 videos worth of content filmed already. The helmet stuff and the boot stuff is filmed. I just have to do like the talking head part of the video where I just talk about it and then edit that into a video. So hopefully if all goes good, this will be next week's video is the helmet. And then the boots will be its own video. I already have some of the B-roll filmed for the Laz pistol and the Ripper. That will be its own video. So that's 3 videos of Fallout armor, power armor content ready to go pretty much. I also have 2 or 3 more videos from Smurf coming out that I just need to edit, essentially. Those I might put out more regularly, but I do want to ensure this year we get a video a week. As for streams, this is going to depend on you guys. What do you want to see me doing on streams? I stream 3 days a week, Monday, Friday, Saturday night, for 3 hours roughly. Do you just want to see me keep working on printers? Do you want me to be working on this kind of stuff? Do you want new stuff? More streams, less streams? Cascade? Be aware, whenever you're recommending me build something, there needs to be a kit for it from a company that will send me a kit. Because the budget for buying stuff for the channel to build on the streams is limited, essentially. I can only buy so many things to do on stream, and it still be profitable enough to make sense. I hate having to say that, but again, this is my job. So if I'm doing something and if it's break even, I could deal with every now and then. But if it's like I'm losing money on every stream for the next week doing this kind of thing, it's not viable. It has to be viable. Spectre V3i, or yeah, V3i. Gifted 5 premium memberships. Cheers, I appreciate it. 3D print from the hot tub. I mean, kits left on the bench. I got the Prusa. I got the LDO kit, which is for the gloop. We got to finish. We got some Nerf blasters. After last time we did Nerf stuff, like, I'm not gonna lie, that almost losing my ability to stream for a month because of a freaking 3D printed prop, that shook me a bit. That literally, like, that made me very hesitant, you know, while I'm holding a freaking chainsword here. That kind of, I didn't like that. For those that don't know, on my birthday stream last year, I was showing some stuff I was currently working on, and one of them was a prop for Helldivers. It was one of the rifle or the pistol from Helldivers. And YouTube, somebody flagged it as me holding a firearm on a live stream, and YouTube was this close. Well, they did. Luckily, I got it reversed. They were like, yeah, we're making it so you can't stream on your channel for a month. That would have, yeah. So I have the stuff to build to Nerf, a Nerf pistol and a Nerf rifle. I'll probably sit down and make those into videos. Videos are okay for that kind of stuff. It's live streams, because people have done very not nice things on live streams, unfortunately. The rules on live streaming is much harder and more rigid than they are on videos on YouTube. So you can play around with pew-pews in a video on YouTube. You can't on a live stream. Simple as that. Guilty until proven innocent. Well, considering what some people have done on live streams, I kind of get where they're coming from, where the moment they think there's anything involving a pew-pew on a live stream, they cut the feed, which I understand why they do it. People have done some really not nice things on live streams. And I'm trying, I hate how we have to self-censor on social media nowadays. It diminishes some very serious topics, in my opinion. It takes away from some very adult sensitive topics. But it is what it is. In advance about building, no, I'm not even gonna go down that can of worms about like trying to get it pre-cleared on YouTube. That's not something I'm gonna risk, essentially. I watch your live stream, things don't go right during a build. We don't do well. Here's the thing, I'm Canadian. The rules are different. We don't have a First Amendment. It doesn't work that way. Like, by the way, I'm cutting up a USB cable. If you're wondering what we're doing right now, we're trying to figure out what the best way for this is. So going back to this, we're gonna be working on a few random things on the stream today. I gotta hook up the fans on this. I wanna make sure the fans on this work properly. I've tested them, but I have two options for powering the fans on this. I have a battery pack, and I have a battery pack. This is I don't know, this was the cheapest, smallest battery pack I can buy on Amazon that actually had USB ports, and it's 10,000 milliamps. I was hoping to go buy like one of those cheap lipstick ones, but this was cheaper, so I bought it. And then I also have this. So the thing is, this is 5 volts. This is 4.5 volts. I'm hoping I can get more power out of this longer, because the problem with these is as the batteries get used, the voltage drops. There's no regulation circuit in this to like keep it at a constant 5 volts. There's no booster essentially. So as this gets used, this is down to like 3 point something volts now. These fans are 5 volts. I want them going 5 volts the whole time. So I figure use a small battery bank and then just take a USB cable, cut it up, and then just use that to power it. Should work. Also, it'll let me power a light, because I do want to put a bright LED in here, because this is removable. So the plan is to redesign this with some bright LEDs in it, and a 3D printed lens. And then that way I have that as well. And I think a battery bank would be better for that, because it probably won't die as quick as these. So I've got to make a USB cable for this. The fan won't last. It actually lasts quite a bit. I tested it earlier. It went for over an hour easily, and it was still going. The problem is the fans got noticeably less powerful, essentially. They got very noticeably less powerful. Need a Pip-Boy. I'm not doing a Pip-Boy. 18650s with PCBs? Yes. But this was 20 bucks and it had everything in it. And I'm just gonna Velcro it inside somewhere once I buy Velcro. I thought I had Velcro, but I'm all out of Velcro. And it's rechargeable. Yeah, I just plug it in and charge it. Plus it'll let me power more stuff than just fans, because this will actually do PD too. So I think it'll do like 18 volts, I think. USB, yeah, the USB outputs are 5 to 6 volts at 3 amp, 6 to 9 volts at 2 amp, or 9 to 12 volts at 1.5 amp. And I think if it doesn't detect something, it defaults to 5 volt. So we should be okay. That's why we're testing it right now, essentially. So I'm assuming the red and the black, I'm assuming are power on a USB. It's not the red and the whites. USB wires. Yes, yes, red is, yeah, red and black. Red and black. Maybe stream where you do a lot of organization of your stuff. We do that a little bit now. The plan, in case you haven't noticed, and this has been true for the last couple streams, is the first like 5-10 minutes of the stream is cleanup time. I do that because I like to not jump right into something right away, simply for the fact that gives time people to filter in, because it takes some time for everyone to show up for the stream. What are we at right now? Like right now, for example, yeah. So when I went live, let's see. Yeah, it takes about half an hour. I'm looking at my chart here. So right now we have, what do we have? 347 people here. Wow. Everyone liked the smash button. If we get 300 likes, the number will say over 300, and that'll be cool. So everyone liked the smash button. But essentially, it takes about half an hour for my viewership to get to the balance point usually. So I don't like really jumping right into the build at the beginning of the stream. I like to give it like 10-15 minutes for everyone to show up, kind of thing. Okay, I'm just gonna take the wires together for now, because I'm gonna solder this all up once I figure out if it works, figure out where to mount this and everything, and shorten the wires up. But for now, we're just gonna do a dry test. As long as you have content, I can stream on a second monitor while I code. I'm happy. Hey, I am perfectly okay being your second monitor buddy. Second monitor content is the hidden gem of YouTube. That's how I consume most of my content when I watch YouTube. Second monitor. So, what don't I like about the VZBot? Nothing. I like the VZBot. I just haven't been using it. The Raspberry Pi on it died. actually. I don't like the fact that the Raspberry Pi died. That has nothing to do with VZPot. So at some point, we are going to do a stream where we pull this out over the next month, and we try to get it back online. Because I actually liked it. I used it to print a bunch of stuff for the Power Armor. It's just the Raspberry Pi died, and my actual need for that printer is slightly less than my want to pull it out from under the desk and put it up on the bench and rip it apart and fix it. Because I have other printers that can fill what it does. Like, I don't need a printer that big. I very rarely need a printer that big. So I've been using like this printer or those printers or mostly this guy because I have it. So yeah. Put the tape so we don't get a short. What about the Raspberry Pi's dead? When I turn on the machine, nothing happens. All the lights turn on, but nothing happens. So I'm assuming the Raspberry Pi is dead. Because when I turn the machine on, literally nothing happens. And that's not good. When you're streaming on a weekday, you're on my second monitor because I'm working my third and fourth. On a weekend stream, you're on the third monitor because secondary has Discord and such. I have 3 monitors on my computer. I've got a left monitor, which is my main monitor. It's just a 24-inch 1080p, but it's 165 hertz. I love high refresh rate. That's me. The other monitor I have is just a 1080p. That used to be my main monitor, but now it's just another 24-inch 1080p. And then above it, I have one of those really cheap, like widescreen ones that's like, it's like 2560 by 1080 or something. So it's one of those cheap, like the cheapest widescreen monitor you could buy. And then what I have is on half of that, I have Discord. And on the other half of it, I usually have a tab with all the printers that I have running so I can monitor them. Because I like being able to just look up at my printers when they're running. So let's see if this works. Let's see if this works. If this works, we're good. If it doesn't work, it goes right out that door. And by right out there, I mean the battery bank, in case something bad happens. So plug it in. Oh, it's on. You see the lights? Oh yeah, they're moving air. Yeah, it's moving air. Not a crazy amount of air movement. There's probably so much loss because of these corrugated, this is vacuum hose. There's so much loss because of the vacuum hose, but essentially what it's doing, it's sucking in air here and it's just moving it to here. So that way, when I'm wearing it, okay, let's see here, put you at the back because I want you. Oh, it's not as quiet as I thought it would be. Yeah, I can hear the fans, but it is cooling. I can actually like feel the air on my face. Wait, I'm trying to fog the lenses up. I'm purposely exhaling upwards to try and... Okay, it's defogging the lenses. That's good. That's good. Heck yeah. That works. It actually defogs the lenses. That's good. That's good. Maybe use Noctua's. Does Noctua make a 30 millimeter 5-volt fan? Because that's what I need. These are just the cheapest 5-volt fans. And they're actually allowed now because I'm actually running them at 5 volts. Before I was running them at 4.5. So yeah, so that's good. So now I just got to mount this in there. I got to get some Velcro, but that'll be good. That's good. I don't have room for TPU spacers. I literally like, here, I'll show you. You see the fan right there. I literally can't go to a bigger fan. There's no room. There's no room for a bigger fan. So much of this is friction fit. It's great. Like even this arm part here, if I need to, I can take this arm off. This whole arm right here is just friction fit in. So if I need to take it off, I can just take it off. Okay, that's good. That's good. So we got, that works with the helmet. That's good. Okay, cool. I'll put that in here, that in there so I don't lose it. And this will go back over here. Awesome. So that's the first thing I wanted to get done. CPAP time. I do like being able to hear a little bit. The blower. Yeah, the Mark. I know who makes the blower fan for the Mark IV. I know which company is the OEM for it. And I want to get it, but I can't. I know I'm not going to tell you who it is, but I know who the OEM for it is, and I want it. Because for those that don't know what we're referencing here, the Prusa Mark IV S, the 5015 or 5020, whatever it is, blower fan, moves an absolute metric ton of air for its noise level. And by noise level, what noise? It's super quiet, and it moves a ton of air. So I want it, but I can't get it. Funny thing is my actual CPAP, it's because real CPAPs, if I'm not mistaken, have mufflers on them, and they don't run at the, they run a lot, they push a lot less air. They're not running them at 100%, essentially. Yeah. Low pressure, yeah, PWM controlled based on the demand. Yeah, and they got mufflers and whatnot, so they are a lot more. Also, can you see my light? You see the little light? Let's see how good is the zoom on this. Let's see how. Can I zoom in? How do you zoom in? Here, let's do this. Oh, I can't do that. No, that's not what I want. There we go. Maybe this one. I can't do that. Okay. But anyways, LDO gave me a nice little, if you're on Twitter, you see all the content creators got one. They gave me a nice little thing. And then Big Tree Tech gave me this little rainbow light thing that spins and floats in the air. So I just put that up there. And then we got the teacup. What do I think about the Big Tree Tech VVD system? It is really cool. I can't wait to get my hands in one. And also, I give them all the credit in the world for making an AMS system that isn't as picky with spools as everyone else's. Like, nominal spool sizes have been a thing for a while. I don't know why everyone's making them like with razor thin margins of clearance. Just make them like bigger. Like, I don't know why everyone's so picky with their AMS systems and what spools they take. Because every time I bring it up, somebody leaves a comment in the videos like, well, just respool it. I don't know about you. I'm not going to take all couple hundred spools of filament I have and buy all new spools or print all new spools so I can respool them onto spools that are compatible with AMS systems. Nor am I, every time I go to print something, I'm not going to go, okay, I need to print something. I need this yellow. Oh, this one yellow that I need 50 grams of is on another spool. Let me respool that. Then I can print. No, that's annoying. The systems, we should be harping on the companies more to make systems that work with more spools than spool manufacturers having to adapt their systems to whatever the current flavor of the month AMS system is. Simple as that. To make people lazy and buy bamboo filament, it's all the same. For those that don't know, majority of companies don't make their own filament. It's all the same. Very few companies actually make, Bamboo does not have a filament production facility. Last I checked. It may be different now. The last I checked, they didn't have their own filament production line. Somebody else was making it for them. I will say their spools are very nice though. I use them for respooling. I use the bamboo spools whenever I need to respool something, which I've had to do because a lot of the Pantheon stuff I have is on the big 3 kilogram spools. Although I figured out a better system. Where's the mobile camera? Mobile camera, where are you? Where's the mobile camera? There's the mobile camera. Hi. So I was feeding this guy with, you can see the bamboo spool there. So I was taking the CFP ETG off the spool, re-spooling it onto a bamboo spool. I did it with a drill. I literally just put the 3 kilogram spool on the ground between my feet. And then, where'd I put this guy? This. I made this because you take the bamboo spool, here, right, and it friction fits in. It friction fits in the bamboo spool. And then I put my drill on it, and I just sit there and go, ring, and I just drill it. I just let the drill wind it up. It works. It works. And it's a lot faster than printing off some clockwork thing. But anyways, that's what I did. But then I got a brain fart, and I went, why the hell am I bothering with that? So now I just have the 3 kilogram spool. It's behind the heater here. Move the heater. Yeah. So now I just have the 3 kilogram spool right there on rollers. It just feeds up through the lid. I just have a piece of PTFE so the door doesn't close on the filament and pinch it, and it just feeds up into the Prusa. It works. That's how I printed all the chainsword stuff. If it works, it works. Why complain? Good short. I have B-roll of it. Oh, it's on the other. I haven't pulled that footage. I actually have footage of me doing that. Also, I did it as a test to show that filament winding doesn't mean anything. I've seen, this is more common. I see it on like the 3D printing subreddit and Discord, where people complain like, you know, oh, I got this brand new spool of filament, but look how badly it's wound. It's probably tangled. I purposely wound an entire spool of filament, literally just eyeballing that shit and then purposely like making it wound bad, and it fed the whole spool fine. As long as the filament doesn't hop over the rim, you're good. 99% of spool tangle issues are user related. Yes, there is a chance that during the manufacturing of the spool, the operator screwed up and he or they either like they screwed up when they were swapping from the full spool to the empty spool, or something happened with the machine, but that would be an operator error. The machine itself can't really tangle a spool of filament. Like it's almost impossible to tangle a spool of filament during production unless the operator like screwed something up. Like he took it off the machine and dropped it and it got tangled and then he just kind of put it back together. It's almost impossible. It's usually user error. What happens a lot, especially I've noticed with POLYMAKER spools, because their spools are filled right to the edge. If you just have the filament on like a roller, what happens is if there's any slack, you can have that one strand of filament pop off the edge. And then if another one does it, it becomes tangled. And then you might not notice it till it prints an hour in. Simple as that. So we got to put some Bondo on this stuff. That's why I'm grabbing it. That's the, I got to work on the thighs. I've got my thunder thighs here. Oh, we got to do some epoxy work first. That's what we got to do. Epoxy. We got to epoxy some stuff first. Gotta do some epoxy work. I got to put some epoxy around some of this. I want some of the connections on here where the parts go together to look like weld. So I'm just going to put a little bit of epoxy on it before I paint it to make it look like it's just been like TIG welded or something. Where are my little cups? Go buy these. If you do any arts and crafts stuff with painting or epoxies, go buy the little shot glasses, the red solo cup shot glasses. These work so good for like mixing stuff up, and you buy them at the dollar store. You get these for like $1. It's great. I like them. LDO spools, I had to detangle. You got a new spool of LDO and it was tangled? Yeah, like the spools will tangle themselves easier than they'll come tangled. Could I weld with 3D pen? I could, but that's not what I want to do. And little trick, have a little bit of black paint. Why? Because you mix it up. Also, I should probably be wearing gloves for this. Get epoxy all over me. Solo Cup Fun, $4.99. Jeff H, cheers, appreciate it. Stack some nickels. It's stacking dimes is the term. I've never heard anyone call it stacking nickels. I know what you mean. I've never heard anyone say stacking nickels though. Also, stream tomorrow, no guarantees. My wife has been sick all week because the little guy was sick before her. And I woke up this morning and my throat is scratchy. So we'll see what's going on tomorrow. See what's going on tomorrow. Rip. Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm getting something. Because she had a sore throat and the sniffles all week. And now I woke up this morning and my throat is scratchy. Vitamin C gamer subs. I won't be lying if I do have some emergency mixed in with that. This glove is dead. This glove. That was loose when I used it. It pulled off the machine and basically unwound it. Yes, there's. You can get a spool from a manufacturer that's not wound properly. That could potentially cause issues depending on how you handle it after you take it out of the package. But as it comes, it should never be tangled. It's almost impossible to have a tangled spool like here. You're getting the con crud without the convention. Well, all we did was family stuff over the holidays. So, and even then, we only went to my mom's house, and that was pretty much it for visiting people. Prusa is primo. The Prusa filament is Guccier than it needs to be when it comes in terms of how it, ships essentially. Okay. So what I usually do, come on, there we go. Don't need a lot of this. And I've been doing this with all the armor parts I've been working on. But essentially, what you do, always put the little cap back on the epoxy when you're done with it. You don't want it to spoil. Mix it up. And then I put a drop of black paint in it. Or whatever color. If you're trying to make it look like, put a little bit of silver paint. Put a little bit of, if you're trying to make it look like copper, put some copper paint. If you're trying to fix a crack or something, color match. Don't be afraid to color match your epoxy. So yeah, see, now we got black epoxy. So that way, it's not clear. Clear stuff is very noticeable. I noticed. Clear is not a natural color. It looks like glue. When you see clear on something, it looks like glue. For example, on here, I did the trick and then I painted it. But you could see there's epoxy around here. You probably can't see too well, but I epoxied it in with brass tinted epoxy that I ended up painting copper to make it look like it was like, silver soldered in, essentially. So, a little bit of painting. Clear isn't a color, it's a transparency. There we go. I mean, if you want to be all technical about it, yeah. I can also go to the bathroom, but may I? I want this to look like it was like hodgepodge welded. So it's all gonna be painted anyways. I painted the whole thing silver first. And I'm actually letting it dry for like a day or two before I paint the rest of it. I want it that way if it does get dinged up, that there is metal under it, essentially. Like I want it to look like it was just beaten up. I know there's the trick, and I might do it, where you use like latex on it. So you splatter some latex on it before you paint the next color. And then after that, you peel off the latex to make it look like it's been chipped. I might do that too. I haven't tried that yet on anything. I normally just do my weathering after it's been painting, but I might give that a try on this. We'll see. But I need to epoxy this in because I learned yesterday that this is under tension and it's constantly trying to pop out. Because I don't know who designed this. This is a classic 2013 Thingiverse model, I found out. So it's got all that sizing and fitment issues that those models have. Where it's like, wait a minute. Why doesn't this work? Why does this not line up? Oh, because it's designed to be printed on a clapped out ANET A8 and PLA. Oh, another thing, Death Racer. There's updated files for the Death Racer. I will be printing those over the next little bit, and we will be building it. There's updated files for the Death Racer with instructions now, apparently. So that'll be another thing we're going to be doing over the next month or so. So that's something to look forward to for those that want to look forward to that. Wet salt as a weathering mask as well. Ooh, that could work. That could work. And actually, I got to do this part too. Trying to do this before it all hardens up. Poppy grounds are great for stain. Yep, I did that with the whatchamacallit, but it didn't turn out too good. Trying to make it look like it's just been welded together. Are you still in that little suitcase? I am. That's one of the projects that got sidetracked due to some stuff that's not channel related that you don't need to worry about, that I'm going to be continuing on in the new year. So yes, the little electric scooter, I got it right here, but I do want to continue that this year. Same with this. This is the power armor is the first project I want to get done, because every couple of weeks somebody was leaving a comment on the power armor video going, hey, where's the rest of this? And I'm like, yeah, I should probably get on that. So I'm on that. We're working on it right now. There we go. There we go. Okay, let that dry. In the bin. That can go right over here. Put you right there. There we go. A roo spotted. Where? Oh, kangaroo. Okay, next part. I gotta fill some gaps. This is the thighs. Now we gotta do some more wood fill. I found some different wood fill in the basement. I'm gonna try this stuff instead. I'm trying to avoid Bondo for this stuff because I find the Bondo cracks when I put it on too thick, whereas this stuff doesn't. So I'm trying to use this stuff more for like starting and then finish with Bondo for filling all the gaps. Looks like Physek and LDO. The moment LDO comes out with a Stealth Changer kit, I'm building it. Physek, I'm not. How do I word this as PR as nicely? I'm not huge about working with Physek. Their previous build I did with them, I didn't like too much. The printer had issues, and there's some other stuff there. Politics stuff, but if they come out with a good kit, they come out with a good kit. We'll see. But we'll see. Duraglass, the great replacement for Bondo. Never heard of it. What's Duraglass? These parts I kind of screwed up. I may end up reprinting more of the armor as I get further into the build, simply for the fact that a lot of these parts on this armor, I printed them on a printer that had issues. And unfortunately, that means a lot of the parts kind of warped a bit during printing, which led to stuff not lining up and me having to make it line up in post-processing, which gets really annoying real quick, believe me. It can be done, and I've done it, but it gets really annoying really quick. Any news about the Big Tree Tech Vivid? I did a video on it, talking with them at Smurf earlier this year, or correction, last year. Hey, put a 1 in chat if you accidentally wrote 2024 instead of 2025 already this year. But yeah, nothing new other than what's in the video that I did with Big Tree Tech at Smurf. Hopefully it'll be out in a couple months. Simple as that. That's pretty much all we can say. I did that already. I was filling out the form, getting the form ready for the giveaway, which we do every stream. So if you haven't entered for your chance to win some POLYMAKER filament, link in the video description, enter for your chance. Always good to give away some POLYMAKER. But essentially, yeah, I already wrote, I'm like 2025. Wait, nope, 2020, no, 2024, 2025. What year is it? That was me getting everything ready for the stream today. It was like all doing my best Robin Williams from Jumanji impression. Like, what year is it? $20.50. You ready? Are you ready? We are a quarter of way through the century. Getting old sucks. I'm 37 this year. Oof. I am 37 this year. And I think 37 is one of those ages that hits you. I don't subscribe to like, oh, I'm 20, I'm old. It's syllables. I go by syllables. 31, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37. I think it's the 7 that gets you. That's how I kind of go. It's like 37. Oop, there's some up there I gotta get. Bondoing nooks and crannies kind of sucks. Okay, I'm gonna let that dry for a bit. 38 will be good. 38 will be good. 38 will be good year. Any feeling from Smurf about any Cubic versus Flashbird's new color printer? No idea. They didn't have them there. The only non-bamboo color changing printer that they had there was they had Prusa with the MMU. And then Creality didn't have one there, but Sam had one there at his booth. Real Sam Prentice, sub to him if you have it. He had a CFS on his K2. And the general consensus is it's pretty good, but you still have the issues that Creality machines have, which is clipper issues with their not great implementation of Clipper. By the way, can we make it a thing this year? Can we call out companies more when they have shitty implementations of Clipper? We got to stop letting companies get away with a bunch of the stuff that we've been letting them get away because, oh, we're makers. We're Costco boys or guys or whatever the heck those guys are. We're makers. We'll fix it after. We're okay buying a crappy printer from a company because we'll just make it better ourselves. All that does is tell companies that it's okay to keep making crappy printers. Vote with your wallet. Stop supporting shitty companies making shitty printers. Make them make good printers. Okay? I like Bamboo for that reason alone. Is simply they kicked freaking Creality and all the other companies in the butt and made them stop making the same crappy Ender 3 clones forever and ever. Now they actually have to work. I don't buy printers, I build printers. Projects in Dad's Garage. That is perfectly fine for you. That is perfectly fine for me. I'm assuming it's probably more common in my audience than some of the other audiences. But I know a ton of people that use 3D printing that they don't want to be building printers. I've started following, and a bunch of cosplay people I follow. I've been following more of them lately. They don't want to build a printer. They don't want to have to deal with building a printer. They just want a printer that works and does what they need it to do. And for some people, that's all they want. They don't want to deal with the hassle and the headache. Like, look at this machine. This machine is a perfect example of why you don't build a printer. Because I've been debugging issues on this printer since the day I got it. It prints great when it does. But when it doesn't, it's a nightmare. And some people just don't want to deal with that. And that's perfectly valid. Any word on my Core 1? I'll have it whenever they ship it to me. Yeah, they are going to send me a Core 1. I'll get it whenever they ship it to me. I'll have it when everyone else does it, and then I'll talk about it once an embargo lifts. So, facts, not everyone should build. Yeah, not everyone needs to build. Not everyone. Well, everyone, in my opinion, everyone should build a printer. Okay. I fully understand if you don't want it to be your first printer, but everyone, in my opinion, should at least try building a 3D printer, or at least doing a big mod or project on their printer, just to kind of learn more about the printer, right? Just to learn a bit more about the system, get some more knowledge in you. It's like, you know, car people. It's like, oh, you should learn to, you know, learn how to tune a carb. And it's like, they haven't put carbs on cars since like 20 years, haven't they? When was the last time they built a new car with a carb? But car people are like, oh yeah. So, you know, I'm doing the carb thing with 3D printers. You don't need to, but it's nice to know how to do it. So I kind of have that mentality when it comes to building a printer. Not everyone needs to build a printer, but if you're serious about 3D printing, you should at least give it a try at some point. Like, where am I going to put these? Oh, I'll just put it on the ground. You wouldn't download a car. Yes, I would. I mean, isn't that what 3D Sets is? Is basically just building cars? Okay, I gotta fix this. I gotta fix this. There's a hole right here. Can you see it? You see it? You see? You can see me. I'm looking at you. I'm looking at you, chat. I'm looking at you. There's a hole there I gotta fill. Bondo it is. Where'd the thing go? Just another zip tie, whatever. This. Oh, nope. Hardened up. Never mind. Never mind. Okay, let's see if I can just splooge a bunch of wood fill in there. Let that harden up and do its thing. There we go. Let's fill the gap. Fill the gap. Who cares what it looks like on the inside? You don't see it. There we go. I do like the wood fill because it does knock down pretty quick. So I can put it on heavy and just hit it with the palm sander, and it just. So we're glad to have used my Ender 3 clone to print parts for my Voron, then I print that, and then my X-Men took over. Yeah, just fine print. Yep. Like the thing is, the Bamboo is a very good machine if you just want to print, but it's not the only machine that just prints. Prusas do it too. And it's not that I fear this. I think Bamboo fears this. Is one day, hopefully, everyone else will catch up to them. Because if Creality makes a machine that is an enclosed Core XY that just prints, Bamboo continue like. How do I word this? Bamboo, it's not that I fear they'll become this, but I have a feeling they're in the same boat as like BlackBerry or Tesla or any of the other companies that are like the first to do something, but then everyone else kind of catches up and then they're not as special anymore. Like BlackBerry. BlackBerries were amazing. They were like the first big smartphone company, and then everyone else caught up to them, and then they just kind of... And then Tesla. Tesla's stock is starting to tank now because all the other auto manufacturers went, hey, electric cars? Okay, we can make those too. And we know how to make cars better than you, so. So that's why I really hope their next machine innovates it like heck. I'm hoping their next machine needs to be a game changer. Because if it's just a bigger X1, I fear they won't be able to dominate. Well, it's not that I fear, I really don't care. But I don't think they'll be able to dominate the market as much as they are. once more competition comes out. Because here's the thing, a Creality K2 does everything a Bamboo does. Creality just needs to sort out quality control issues. The moment a Creality machine is as reliable as a Bamboo machine and is $100 cheaper, there goes a lot of Bamboo's argument. Like, I did a poll on a stream last year, and it was simply, if the Bamboo X1 and a Prusa Core 1 were the same price, which would you take? And something like 80% of the audience voted for the Core 1. So like, once that price difference doesn't matter as much, it's hard to stand on it. Because again, remember, at the end of the day, the best 3D printer in the world is the printer you already have and is loaded with the filament you need. The next, and all 3D printers are built using the same components. So it's like, somebody left a comment on the Core 1 video, like, oh, they don't show it printing in your video because it doesn't print as fast. Two things. One, we didn't show it printing because we were in a quiet room doing an overview video and we didn't bring filament with us. So it's easier to poke and prod a machine when it's not printing and go through all this stuff. So it wasn't printing because it was easier to film. And two, can someone in chat explain how a Core XY with NEMA 17s and drivers can go faster or slower than another Core XY with NEMA 17s and motors and drivers? They all use the same hardware. They all, on paper, can go the same speed. All modern printers can outrun their hot end. So speed is not something to be glorifying as much as I think some people glorify it. That's just me. That's just me. Buy the printer you want. Don't buy the printer some YouTuber told you to buy. Be your own marketing. Companies should sell you the printer. So that's, I think, going to be the big thing this year. I have a feeling we're probably going to see, we saw it last year, but I got a feeling this year we might see some 3D printing companies drop off. I've got a feeling, we already saw one, Drop Effect. They make hot ends for, I don't know if they're being fully absorbed into Fadus now, but Drop Effect is done. They don't exist anymore. I don't know if they're just being, folded under the Fadus umbrella fully or what, but they posted today that Drop Effect, the hot ends they're done as a company, as an independent company. I don't know if they're being folded into Fadus or what, but Drop Effect has been dropped. So that's the first one. I got a feeling this year we'll see a bunch of companies go under. The economy's tightening up. People have less money to spend on frivolous stuff like 3D printers. And the era of free money from like during COVID when interest-free loans were really low, or interest-free loans were very common and low interest loans were very common. The VC that funded a lot of this stuff is disappearing too. Competition is getting better. It's harder to stand out and it's not as cheap anymore. So I really got a feeling over the next couple of years, you're going to see 3D printing consolidate a bunch. It already has started in the past year. You've seen some companies merge. Saval and who else was it? Saval and somebody else merged. But I got a feeling over the next year, you'll start to see it, companies dropping off and companies merging more. I have no guesses on Bamboo's next printer. Somebody's asking in chat. My only thing with Bamboo's next printer is it better be a game changer with how much they've hyped it up. And with it being delayed, it better be a game changer. If it is not a game changer, I don't think, also, I don't think it'll be what people want. I have a feeling personally that it's just a bigger X1 with maybe a 2 nozzle setup for dual extrusion. That's kind of my only real thing. And if that's exactly what comes out and it's over $3,000, $2 to $3,000, we'll see. If they come out with a tool changer, I'll be blown away. I will be blown away if they come out with a tool changer. I hope they do. It'd be really cool to see competition in that, because right now Prusa is dominating with tool changers. I'm all for competition, but it'd be very interesting if they managed to make a tool changer work at their market segment. Tool changers are not simple, they're not cheap, and they require much more support. And my understanding, support with Bamboo lately has been very hit and miss. when you make a machine that's targeted at newbies, you get a lot of newbie questions. Go check out their subreddit for the type of questions you see commonly put up. It's a lot of the same. Why is my print warping? Like that kind of stuff. So yeah. Oh, and also we haven't even, like, I know I'm trying to avoid politics, but there's also the tariff thing. I'm Canadian. If Commandant Cheeto there starts putting 60% tariffs on bamboo printers, I'm smuggling that shit across Lake St. Clair in the winter, because I'm gonna start undercutting some people. I'll start being a printer runner, smuggling them across with my cheap Canadian dollar. But yeah. So it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting. So, because that's something we just don't know. That's something we just don't know. Is that him just being a blowhard, or is that something that might seriously? Because I've spoken to a few companies. It's something they're planning on it being a thing. And I've spoken to companies onshore and offshore, and it's something they're legit worried about. It's something that will impact them a lot, to the point where if it does come in, I foresee some companies just closing up operation stateside, at least. So, because a lot of stuff is only competitive when it's at a price point. And the moment it's not at that price point anymore, it's not competitive. Because again, if a Bamboo P1S costs as much as a Prusa Core 1 all of a sudden, I know a lot of people will be going with a Core 1. So that's just, you know, something, it is what it is. Yep, the mom and pop 3D shops will suffer. When I worked in the mold industry, I used to work tool and mold, for those who don't know. I was in the industry the first round when Trump hit Canada with a bunch of tariffs on steel and aluminum. And our company just straight up said, yeah, you're not getting a Christmas bonus this year, because all the money that we would have used for the Christmas bonus and profit sharing for this year, we had to use to buy steel now. Because if we buy the steel in a month, the price will go up 25% or whatever it was. So straight up, that directly affected me. I lost money because of that. I lost a bonus. Straight up, because of the company I worked for had to prep for tariffs, essentially. And that's a thing. That's a thing. So, okay, enough politics. No more politics. We gotta stop with politics. But it's topical. But it's politics. People don't like politics. I wonder if Prusa's happy they got printed solid. That's been in the works for a while. Like, from my understanding, the whole Prusa printed solid thing was in the works a year before they even announced it. Also, they did it too. You gotta remember, a lot of US companies require for them to get a contract to a company. Like, if you're a US company, you're a US, you know, manufacturing company or school or something, and you want to get a government grant to outfit your computer lab with 3D printers, a lot of times there's a stipulation that it has to be a made in American product. Simple as that. Or it has to be manufactured in the US or assembled in, there has to be a certain percentage of American components in it or something. So by buying printed solid and now having an in the US manufacturing facility, Prusa has access to all those contracts and those avenues of sale that they previously were cut off from. It's why on the Prusas you can remove the Wi-Fi chip. Simply having the Wi-Fi chip being removable allows you to sell your printer any location that requires air-gapped electronics, which is surprisingly common in industry, development, and military. Simple as that. It opens up an avenue of sale that other companies can't compete in. So that's whenever I get a comment where people are like, oh my God, Prusa's over, it's like, nah, dog, they're doing just fine. They're not relying on, they're not solely relying on the hobbyist like some other companies rely on. And that's good. You have to diversify your income sources. Plus, what was it? They made like 60 million spools of Prusamint, and Prusamint sells at a premium. So I'm assuming they're doing just fine. I'm assuming they're doing just fine. Would I ever own a Prusa Pro? I mean, which one's Prusa Pro again? Is that the HT9? No, Prusa Pro is a line. It's not a printer. Prusa Pro is their premium line. So they're industrial and commercial oriented machines. So the HT90. I mean, if an HT90 showed up, I would use it. I'm not going to go buy one. But if one were to show up, yeah, I'd use it. Why wouldn't I? It's a good printer. I've spoken to people that know people that have them, and they like them. So. Oh, also, I know we didn't do one in January, or correction, in December. I completely forgot, and that's on me. Next week will be the December members only live stream. I know it's in January. But every month, for those that don't know, we do a live stream that's just for supporters of the channel. So channel members and Patreon supporters. And if you find the Twitch channel, give it a Twitch Prime. Won't cost you anything if you've got a Twitch Prime account. And you can hang out too. But essentially every month we do a members only stream. And we didn't do one for December because I forgot and the holidays kind of threw me all off. So we will be doing that next week. So we'll just do a little... Usually they're just little hangout streams. We do stuff we normally wouldn't do on a live stream. I don't like to gatekeep content behind a paywall. So usually it's just kind of hang and chill and QA type thing. The Core XY wall. That I don't have room for. I do not have room for the AFS. I do not have room for the AFS. I would love an AFS. It would be really cool, but I do not have room. Unless it shows up in the C-can that they use for demonstrating it, and I can leave it parked in my driveway, I don't have room for an AFS. So, that's not going to happen. Can make room for it. I'm trying to make room to build power armor, let alone have an entire farm of printers. That's also why I don't do any print farming stuff. I've had a few people ask, they're like, why don't you use all your printers and do a print farm stuff? And I'm like, this is the worst way to do print farming stuff. All my printers are different. The only two printers I have that are the same are, I have three Prusa Mark IVs. I have a Mark IV S. I have a Mark IV standalone that's set up for ABS in here with a hardened nozzle. And then I have another Mark IV that has an MMU on it. So I don't have any two printers in my entire inventory of printers are the same. They are all different in some way, which is the worst way to run a print farm because nothing works. Everything is different and independent and everything has different profiles and everything. Am I gonna look at building a Miley? I need to get my Milo running. I got the Big Tree Tech CNC board, the rodent. I would like to get that up and running. I'm trying to get the other side of the shop set up for CNC stuff, laser work, and painting. That's an in-progress thing. I would like to get the Milo set up for that, but that probably won't be till the weather improves because it's winter right now. On this side of my garage, it's 18 Celsius. On the other side of that wall, it's 12. So yeah, how many Vorons I got running? In terms of Vorons that I can actually like turn on and print on, 1, 2, 3. Technically this guy, but I don't trust it. 4, 5, 8. I've got 8 Vorons that I could 9. I've got 9 Vorons I could plug in and print with. I have about 14 or 15 total. Some of them are missing some parts though. Like I've pulling a heater off or a hot end, or like that Trident is out of commission right now. This one is going to be out of commission soon. The switch wire is missing its bed, like stuff like that. Or actually I might have stolen the Raspberry Pi out of the switch wire. I can't remember. I stole something out of it. Jurgen, thank you for becoming a member. Cheers and appreciated. I'm sorry, your name just immediately invokes the crappy German accent. Apologize. But thank you for becoming a member. What paints did I use? This is just primer. This is just primer. This is whatever the cheapest primer I could get because these parts soak down primer. There is so much primer in this stuff. Like this stuff just sucks up primer. This is one of the parts that warped. So I'm having to like line up. More Scandinavian. I am sorry, my accents are not that good. Yeah. I can speak Canadian and bad Canadian. I don't even have a real Canadian accent, which is hilarious. Apparently it is officially a thing now where Windsor has an accent. So I have a Windsor accent, whatever that means. Which is mostly a Southern Ontario accent, but uses more American words, like restroom instead of bathroom. Home signs must be French and English. Yep, and everywhere in Canada except Quebec. You go to Quebec, it's all French. You can be driving in the middle of northern Alberta and you'll cross a road sign that's like, arrêtez, s'il vous plaît. And you're like, oh, oh, oh. And then you go to Quebec and it's like, F you, no, French only. Get lost in Montreal. Accidentally take the wrong off-ramp off the Trans-Canada and get dumped into frickin' downtown Montreal trying to navigate. This is pre-GPS. Oh my God. That traumatized me as a kid. You don't say washroom, say restroom. Or bathroom. The regional dialect. It's upstate Utica. It's a regional dialect. Right? It's like steamed hams, right? You get the steam. I don't call hamburgers hamburgers. We call them steamed hams here. It's a regional thing. Okay, I think that's about it. This needs a sanding too. Like this is heavy coat of primer and it's waiting on a sand, so I'm gonna let that dry. I made the mistake too. I can't have anything on this side that's like super sensitive because on this side of the garage, I have the downside of it's the side of the garage where the garage door is. So what happened the other day, I opened my garage door. One, I let all the heat out, so it got really cold in here, but two, it was raining outside. So everything on that side of the wall, when I open the garage door, if it's raining, gets dripped on. And so all these got dripped on. I had to dry them off before the water like left marks. It's a creek and a roof. But it's hilarious because my wife grew up in London, north of here, and she calls it a crick, but she still calls it a roof. Whereas this is a garage. But if I was in Western Canada, it'd be a garage. You call them steamed hams despite the fact that they are obviously 3D printed. Well, you see, excuse me a moment. You know what's awesome? There are probably people in this audience. Wait, 1 second here. What episode was that? Who here was born after April of 1996? If you were born after April of 1996, put a 1 in chat. If you're watching this right now and you were born after April of 1996. Okay, we got 2 people. Okay, anyone who puts a 1 is younger than steamed hams. So all the people putting 1 in chat, 1, they're not channel members. What the heck? Become a channel member, support the channel. 2, they are younger than steamed hams. I don't like that. Why are you making me feel old? Younger than steamed hams. It's like when I worked at the shop and I had an apprentice who was born after 9/11. I'm like, oh my God. Getting old sucks. Like, I don't know why I'm spending so much time trying to get this one little area cleaned up, because you'll never see it. This is under the knee. I'm following the 6-foot rule with the armor. Basically, if it's something you're not going to see, I'm not caring about it too much. But I still want to like get rid of most of the layer lines, because this armor sits like this. So like under here, you're not going to see that because it's going to be down here on my knee. But I'm going to see it, and it's going to bug me. Remember Y2K? I remember Y2K. I remember having to shut down the family computer at midnight or before going to bed. Although, for those that don't know, Y2K was actually a thing. Companies had to do a bunch of work to prep for it, to get the computer systems ready for it. But the thing was, they all got ready for it. If all the companies had done nothing, Y2K would have been a really bad thing. But most companies prepped for it, so it wasn't as big of a thing as it could have been. Because companies know about this stuff years in advance. It's like there was like a Unix thing with the Unix calendar a couple years ago, and the same thing. It's like the clocks weren't ready for it, but everyone got it ready for it in time, so it wasn't an issue. Okay, that's enough. Now these are ready for sanding. Conspiracies pre-2000. I swear, I've said it before. Agent Smith was right. 1999 was the peak of human civilization. Everything's been going downhill since then. Now we got AI. Like, I'm not even working right now. I'm upstairs playing Baldur's Gate. This is all AI right now. This is all AI, right? Like, that's how you can tell. I've only got 3 fingers. That's how you know it's AI, right? See, I only got 3 fingers. That's how you know it's AI. I'm not even working right now. I'm playing Baldur's Gate. January 19th, 2038. Yeah, the Unix problem. And most companies already prepped for it. High quality VTuber rigging. Hey, if somebody wants to make me a VTuber model for the Twitch channel, I'll use it. I have no idea how to do VTuber rigging. Okay, next thing. More Bondo stuff, but on the last pistol. So we are doing the, if you're wondering what we're doing to go with the power armor. We have the Ripper up here. So the Ripper is going to be the one thing that's going to go with the power armor. You could probably, is that dry now? Yeah, dry enough. Yeah, I want it to harden. So the problem I had with it is this is actually like 1/2 centimeter too long. So you have to like pinch it and push it in. And the problem is the glue like overnight kind of shifted. So I want this to be really, really set before. But we got the Ripper. And then the other thing that's going with the power armor is this guy. An AEP-7 laser pistol. So this will be the other weaponry going with the power armor. But this one, we're going to put a little LED in it to make it light up. So. Do a VTuber that is photorealistic version of yourself for the walls. Shutter Challenger. Yeah. It's funny. If you watch, what is it, Apollo 17? If you watch some footage of Apollo 17, I did a random binge watching a bunch of old Apollo footage. You can find it all. There's an archive, a US archive, where you can watch all the footage from all the Apollo missions. It's all there in original quality, which really disproves a lot of the old conspiracy theory stuff. But I was watching something where they were on the moon on Apollo 17, and they're talking about the space shuttle. They're like, yeah, we got approval, like, Mission Control was talking to the astronauts on the moon, going, hey, just so you guys know, the space shuttle funding got approved, and they're all like happy for it and whatnot. And it's like, we went from like no humans in space to humans in space to being on the moon to having the space shuttle in like 20 years. That period from like the late 50s to like the early 80s, that's like 25 years. And it went by super quick technologically. And then we rode that space shuttle until like 2011. Space shuttle should have been retired long before it was retired, but we didn't have anything else because space is boring. Behold, a laser pistol. We're doing some Bondo work on it. That's what we're doing. Space shuttle was a crapshoot. You can blame the Air Force for that. The space shuttle had to be crappier than it was because of one mission parameter that the Air Force insisted it could do that they never used it for. And the whole point of the space shuttle having such a big cargo bay screwed up everything. The space shuttle originally was not going to have a cargo bay that big, but to get the government contracts or government funding, it had to be able to do a return to launch site satellite capture out of Vandenberg. That was something the space shuttle was designed to be able to do that it never did, but being designed to be able to do that basically required them to have like a massive payload, big wings, and all this stuff that made it worse. Because the Air Force wanted it to have the ability to take off from Vandenberg, go to orbit, on that first orbit, capture a Soviet satellite, and then return and land at Vandenberg, all in one orbit. So it needed to have a large amount of cross-range capability, because as it does the orbit, the Earth spins under it. So it had to have the big wings, so it can basically, once it hit Atmo, it can glide back to the original launch site. Yeah. So by having it have to be able to do that, dictated so much of the design that ruined it. Because if you look at like the original designs for the space shuttle, it is much smaller. It's a much smaller, more capable vehicle. And then after Challenger, they had to spend much more time doing service on it. So the original space shuttle was great, and then it had so many issues and design changes that kind of screwed it all up essentially. So kind of sucks, but it is what it is. It would have been sick. I mean, don't get me wrong, it would have been cool. That's basically like the next Starship launch. Here, let's pull it up here, because why not? Flight 6 recap. So I'll just play this while we're talking. But that's basically what SpaceX is doing with Starship right now. With the this is the last flight they did. They're doing suborbital hops. But essentially, that's something they could do with the space shuttle. Where it just fly up, do something, and then come right back down. But the next one they're doing, they're deploying a bunch of demo satellites just to show that it can. So I gotta Bondo the heck out of this, because this is all whatchamacallit. Space Cowboys. You ever remember the movie Space Cowboys? I remember the movie Space Cowboys. Buddy just straps a bunch of rockets to something and go flies to the moon at the end. But yeah, so imagine this flight where it does this, only it comes back to where it landed. Like the space shuttle was designed to be able to do that horribly, because the Air Force wanted it to have the ability to do that. So. And yes, before anyone says, I think Elon's a douche, but I love SpaceX because rockets are cool. Rockets are cool. And I don't think anyone can disagree with that. Like, I mean, that thing is 20 stories tall and is landing. Like, this is like some Buck Rogers shit. Like, come on. You gotta admit. This is cool. The fact that they're building orbital class reusable spaceships literally in a field in Texas. You gotta admit, that's pretty freaking cool. Guy owns a company, not so much cool. But rockets are cool. SpaceX. Yeah, Glenn Shotwell runs a lot of SpaceX. Apparently, like, Blue Origin tried to poach her a couple years ago, and she basically said, like, nah, dog. Nah, I'm good here. Which makes a lot of sense. She has a lot of power at SpaceX, and she wouldn't get that at anywhere else. Top Diablo player? Which one? Him or the the people he pays to play the accounts, because the problem is with a lot of those top accounts, you pretty much have to play non-stop to just grind the amount of points and whatnot you need to be a top account. And there's no way he plays enough. So he has people playing the account. I have no doubt he actually knows how to play pretty good. I don't doubt it. But I don't think he plays as much as he would actually need to be qualified as a top player. Like I've talked to people that have talked to him at an event. I won't name drop. But I have talked to people that have talked to him. And when it comes to like the SpaceX stuff, he does know what he's talking about. He actually is educated on the rocket ship stuff. He does know what he's talking about. He does know that stuff. He is actually qualified for the most part. It's just he gets scatterbrained. And it's like, oops, squirrel. So. I seen a thing where somebody, apparently like one of his kids' dads or kids' moms, is like, apparently he thinks the world is a simulation and he's already won it. So now he's just going for a high score. And that's why he's going into like all this other stuff now, because he basically has more money than anyone ever and more power than anyone ever. So essentially he's just thinks the world's a simulation and he's just going for the high score right now. That's why he's doing all this weird stuff. And it kind of makes sense in a weird, creepy kind of way. It's like, okay, I get it. That explains a lot. This is going to require a lot of sanding and priming. But not too bad. This shouldn't actually be too bad to work on a lot of this stuff. I think there was only those couple pieces that had a bunch of support that I had to do a bunch of work on. Yeah, that's about it. Oh yeah, well, I'm just waiting for him to start wading into Canadian politics. Okay, no more politics, no more politics, no more politics. He's on post. Yeah, he's on the DL. He's on the end game stuff. Okay, moving on. What time is it? We got half an hour. What do you guys want to do for the last half hour? Please decide voxel, PLA, PTG. Is it a mix of PLA and PTG? That would be interesting. The problem is when you mix PLA and PTG, you get the gumminess of PETG and the temperature resistance of PLA. Wouldn't you? 51st saying they would never do it. Okay, bloody hell, politics. You guys keep dragging me back. Okay, Canada will never be a state. The same reason they wouldn't let Puerto Rico be a state. Or sorry, Puerto Rico, or however. Every time they say Puerto Rico on the U.S. news, they say it with the accent. But anyways, Canada is inherently liberal. Yes, next election we're going to vote for a conservative government. We all know that because in Canada we don't vote for our leaders. We vote out the current leader. So we've had the Liberals in charge for like 10 years. So we're going to vote them out because we're sick of them. And it just happens to be the Conservatives because it's only two parties that ever get in power up here. It's Liberals and Conservatives. Guess what? Before the Liberals, 10 years of Liberals, we had 10 years of Conservatives. And eventually we got fed up with them and we voted them out. That's just how it works up here. But Canada is inherently more liberal. So they would never let Canada be a state because we would be a democratic state. We would vote Democratic every time. Same reason they don't let Puerto Rico in. They don't want another democratic state on the one side of the party. The one party doesn't want another democratic state because everything's so balanced right now. So. Because remember, a Canadian conservative is more akin to an American democratic in terms of policies. So even our conservative party is more left than your Democratic Party. Or is roughly around where your Democratic Party is. We have our own right-wing policy, and they don't get any votes. They're out there. So, anyways, enough of that. Let's move on. Let's talk about Fallout stuff, which is aptly apparent right now. Anyways, talk about Timmy Hose. Tim Hortons sucks. Tim Hortons hasn't been good since like my childhood. Do I need to print another one of these? Oh no, I got both in here. Yeah, we're good. Tim Hortons hasn't been good since my childhood. War never changes. Exactly. I know. I figured out, by the way, I figured out the theme for the armor. I figured out the theme for the armor. In the Fallout universe, okay, now we're not talking about politics. We're talking about Fallout, okay? So in Fallout, when the US annexes Canada, there's like a resistance movement or whatever. This is captured power armor. Canadian resistance captured power armor. That's the theme I'm going with it. So it's Canadian resistance power armor. That's captured off a yank. So that's the theme for the power armor. So I'm gonna get a little template made up with a maple leaf and like spray paint a little maple leaf on the helmet or something. That's kind of I think that's the theme I'm gonna go for it. Timmy's has basically fallen. Oh yeah, Timmy's fell along. It's not even Canadian anymore. It's owned by a Brazilian company. MB chicken for the one kid. What's MB? What's MB? I know Popeye's chicken's pretty good. Chick-fil-A is pretty good. We finally got a Chick-fil-A in Canada, or at least one local to me a couple years ago. That's pretty good. Not open Sundays though. Weird. Mary Brown's. What's Mary Brown's? Oh, I thought that was Walmart. Isn't Mary Brown's Walmart? The only place I've ever seen Mary Brown's is in Walmart's, because Walmart's used to have McDonald's in them, and a few of them have switched over from McDonald's to Mary Brown's. So is Mary Brown's owned by Walmart? Yeah. I mean, it could still be good food. I've never had it. Or actually, I had a poutine from there once, I think. Okay, so we gotta let all this dry. Actually, keep these out. Everything else is pretty good. Just franchise contracted with Walmart. Okay, actually, I'm gonna look it up now. Now it's gonna bug me. What is it? What is it called? Mary Brown's? Mary Brown's. Mary Brown's, Canadian owned and operated. Really? I've never heard of this place outside of like seeing it. Okay. Canadian fast food restaurant with approximately 300 locations. Chain specializes in fried chicken. Pat Turner. It is Canadian. Oh shit. It's out of Markham. Okay. The original logo was the best legs in town. Naming rights to Mile. Okay. Okay, I guess they're Canadian. Huh. Do we have one near me? I'm not gonna do it on my computer because Mary Brown's. Where's the closest Mary Brown's to me? Oh God, Google, shut maps. I swear Google has gone to crap now. Oh no, oh dang it. Okay, I gotta do, oh shoot, let me undo this. I accidentally clicked, you know how when you search for like something on Google Maps, it's like, do you want us to know your location? And I accidentally clicked yes. And then it just posted my address right under the search bar, like my home address. I'm like, okay, that's great. I just doxed myself. Good thing, this is why I don't have the main screen. Oh. This is why I don't search for stuff. No, turn this off. Turn this off. No, I don't. Oh my God, choose area. No. Turn on, I don't want turn, no. Okay, good, okay. Yeah, oh my, if I had that full screen, I would have just doxed myself. Oh, we have one near me. Oh, there is one. Oh, there, okay. Okay, the only other one in town is out of Walmart, so that makes sense. No, they have a standalone one. Okay, maybe I'll try it this weekend. Did I install Bonzi Buddy? Hello there. I can't do the garbled 12-bit voice. Disable that because once you turn, oh, I know, it's so annoying. I swear, Google has gone to complete shit lately. Like searching for something like, here, let me see if I can do it. I seen this on Reddit. Okay. So it's like all AI. If you search, like somebody's like, oh, I saw John Wick 4 and I wanted to know if there would be a John Wick 5. So I Googled John Wick 5 and it's like fake posters, fake AI trailer. Like it's all like AI. It's all AI crap. It's so, oh, I hate AI. I hate AI so much. Companies are trying to shove AI into everything. And it's like, no. Use it as a tool to augment. Okay. Trying to use it as a standalone thing. No. I got Bondo on my pants. It's like there was something going around on Twitter the other day where it was like an AI CAD program, and it's like, create a cube that's this. Okay, now put holes in it, and people are like gushing over it. And then a few people that actually knew stuff about CAD were like, this is horrible. You can't, like, this isn't gonna work at all. It's just fancy, because you can't actually, like, you can't use it as a CAD program. You have to tell it to do everything. You can't click a line and drag it. You can't offset stuff. Like, you have to verbally tell it everything, and you can't even import like a file. You have to do it all from scratch. And I'm like, that would be horrible to try and actually design something by it'd be like having a skilled CAD designer at a computer, but can only do what you tell them to do. Like, imagine just being like the backseat driver. Imagine backseating driving your way through designing a 3D printer. Like, it doesn't work that way. Yeah, Facebook and Instagram added AI profiles intentionally because it's all about they all just want viewer retention. Remember, at the end of the day, it's all about making more money and keeping your eyes on something more, because the more time you spend on a website, the more money they make. So it's all about just making more money. Everything is about making more money. Back to the Future 4 would be the only reason I would like AI. Why? Maybe they're going forced propaganda where they like either like it or they stay. Yeah, it's I don't think, I have a feeling it's not going to pan out the way people want. I have a feeling like the whole AI thing is going to be like another tech bubble, kind of like NFTs and whatnot, where yeah, some stuff will kind of stick around. Like, don't get me wrong, AI, like I use AI voice isolation when I edit my videos in Resolve. Every now and then I have to do, like, I've done a few green screen effects in some videos randomly. I'll use the AI detection tools built into DaVinci. That stuff I have no problem with. But it's like Opus. I'm gonna point out something. I've pointed this out on stream. The moment I point this out, you're gonna notice it and it's gonna bug you, okay? Opus Pro. This is some software you can use, okay? This is called Opus Pro. What it does is you feed it a clip and it makes it into a short, and it puts you see this? Notice the default text and how it's green and the words pop up? Yeah. Once you see that, you see it everywhere, because that's all people do. That's all shorts are. You just take clips from different videos and talks and podcasts, you run it through Opus Pro, and it spits out 20 clips that you upload to your Shorts and TikTok channel. And thousands of people do this. So once you see how they do it, it's super obvious that everyone does it. Because my fear with AI is this: I know what I like. I don't mind when an algorithm sees what I like and suggests stuff similarly. That's how algorithms work. I'm okay with that. The problem is with AI dictating what you like. That's what I don't like, because then you lose creativity, because now it's not dependent on what you like, you're dependent on what the AI likes. So if somebody can game the AI, all of a sudden their content gets pushed ahead. It's not, I want to see what, it's like trending. I want to go to a site and see what's trending based on popularity, not because an AI algorithm decided this is what we're going to show you, right? That's what I don't like. It is the fact that now content is being dictated by an AI algorithm instead of just what users are watching, going, oh, hey, a lot of people are watching this video. Let's put it at the top of the list because it's the most viewed video. But no, it's like, oh, this is the AI pushed it to you. I don't like it. I don't like it. And especially with AI content, because there's no originality in AI content. AI content just regurgitates what it's been fed. It can't create something new. It can kit bash, but it can't create something new. It can only spit out what it's been fed as part of its data set. And I don't want to be fed data set. I want to be fed new, fresh content. Oh yeah, and also it uses an absolute crap ton of power. We need nuclear back, baby. If this gets nuclear back, I'll give it a little bit of a pass. We need more nuclear. Every AI post and blocking it. Oh, I do that on Twitter. My block list on Twitter is like 5,000 or 6,000 accounts right now. Because every now and then when I'll go through my For You feed, I'll just, anything that I don't have any interest in, I straight up block the account. Just, I don't even bother muting accounts anymore. If I see something I don't like on my feed, I just straight up block it. That's why I like Blue Sky. Blue Sky at least doesn't have the AI problem that Twitter does. Twitter is, every couple of days, I pull up my list of recent followers, and I swear about 3/4 of them are bots. Like, I have like 15,000 followers on Twitter. I would have more if I didn't block so many of them for being bots. It's sad how much of Twitter is not even humans anymore. It's ridiculous. Blue Sky is fun. Don't feel bad. Oh yeah, yeah. All social media. I've had people complain because I blocked them, and I'm like, you are being annoying. I don't want to associate with you. Goodbye. Like you can't come into somebody's house and yell at them. You can't walk up to somebody on the street and yell at them and and complain about them and whatever and get away with it. Why should it be any different on the internet? If I don't like you, I'm just block, move on with my life. It's better, block and move on. Don't argue, don't complain, block and move on. It makes everything so much nicer. Can't get stop YouTube to recommending Freebird. How many times I say I'm not interested? Like the song? Blue Sky Star. Yeah, there are some thirst trap followers. Yeah, it's all social media has that issues. The OF people got to make their money somehow. So I'm not. The problem with Twitter is it's still the best at what it is. Blue Sky is starting to catch up. A lot of the 3D printing community group, a lot of like the creators that you probably know about in 3D printing have moved over to Blue Sky and post regularly there. So there's a nice little bubble of 3D printing content creators. And the nice thing with Blue Sky, they make lists. So you can like subscribe to a list that's all the 3D printing content creators, or block lists where it's like, oh, you don't like this topic, you can automatically block every account that's all they talk about. It's actually really nice. I don't want a town square. I want a community that I don't mind interacting with. So yeah, it is very useful. The first thing I did when I like started actually using the account, I just went on there and just went like here, let me see if I can find it. Feeds. Yeah, like there's feeds, there's lists, there's all kinds of stuff. I don't know how you actually search for a list because somebody linked it to me. 3D printing list. Yeah, like 3D printers and designers. So like, I don't subscribe to the full list, but I use the list to go through and subscribe to the people I want to. Yeah, Blue Sky will probably have those feature like that kind of curation at some point. Durban. Yep, you can make custom lists. Yeah, somebody made a couple lists. It's actually it's a nice way of doing it. I like it. It's like old Twitter. It's very much like old Twitter. So, I mean, all social media is cancer, let's be honest, but unfortunately, as somebody whose job is content creation, I kind of have to participate. It's like it's my job, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, Blue Sky is so for those that don't know, the cool thing with Blue Sky, it's decentralized. So it's kind of like, think of it this way. Imagine if Google Mail, Gmail, only worked with Gmail. Okay? So if you want to email somebody that has a Gmail account, you have to email them from a Gmail account. Okay? That's a centralized network. But email is not centralized, it's decentralized. So I can email somebody with a Hotmail account from my Gmail account, because the protocol for the communication anyone can use. It's just which interface do you use and which handle you use. Blue Sky is like that. On Twitter, you can only tweet with people on Twitter. Blue Sky is just one of the interfaces for the chat, essentially, or the back end of it. So anyone can create a compatible site, essentially, with Blue Sky, which also means no one person can own it. Now, somebody could also spin up, you know, Red Sky and have different rules that pertain on Red Sky, but there's still that cross interaction there. Yeah, yeah, Blue Sky. Yeah, that's like Gmail. Google has full control of Gmail, but the back end, the actual email transferring between accounts and going outside of Gmail, is decentralized. So. BRB starting brown ground. What? That's for the Russians. No, that's the Soviets. Russians aren't red. I can make a lot of jokes right now about Russians, but I'm not going to, because we're going to keep this PG. Based on no, Blue Sky's based more on old Twitter, not Mastodon is its own thing, and I don't think Mastodon will ever get more popular than it is right now, because my brother in Christ, I'm not figuring that shit out. Mastodon is way too nerdy. It is nowhere near as user. It's the free CAD of social medias, I think. Also, it's slow Discord. Mastodon is slow Discord. It's the same centralized type of community thing that Discord is. Is it? I mean, the protocol is based on Mastodon. Oh. Then why is Mastodon such a kludgy mess? At least when I tried to set up an account there a while ago. It's like, I don't, if you need to know how to use GitHub to use Mastodon, somebody told me once, and I'm like, well, I don't know how to use GitHub, so here we are. By the way, here, let me show you the boots before we end it, because we got 10 minutes left. I'm going to put the boots on, walk around, and I'm going to show you how much mobility I got in them. So let me make some room here. Ignore some of this mess because I'm moving a bunch of stuff around, trying to make room over here. So let's put the power armor boots on. Because I actually changed up some stuff on them before the stream. So I'm hoping I can still walk in these okay. We'll find out. By the way, rivets are awesome. Get a rivet gun. Like, I just have like the little manual one. You know, this one. Rivets are awesome. If you have to attach two materials together and the glue just doesn't want to stick, rivet that bitch. It works. It's great. I love it. I had to put some nylon webbing attached to rubber, which are two things that really don't want to stick together. And I just like used epoxy and then I just riveted it and it ain't going anywhere. Okay, so let's see. So again, for reference, I'm standing where I'm standing with my toes there. That's a reference point. This is how tall I am right now. So let me put the power armor boot on. The only downside is getting in these in jeans is kind of not fun, but it's possible. Boot. I gotta take my other shoe off first. Okay. Oh, gotta take my sock off, or that sock out. Okay. Here. I'm totally gonna have a flight suit for this. The plan is I'm gonna do an undersuit, kind of like I did with the Mando suit, because it's a lot easier to keep everything together with a flight suit than it is trying to wear like put jeans, like trying to slide your foot into the boot while your pants are sliding up. So I'll probably wear the flight suit from the Mando suit while actually wearing this. But there. Okay. So this is how tall I am now. Trying to walk is a little weird, but move camera. Hi. There we go. We good? Okay, so I won't be able to see the camera, but yeah. So these are the boots. So I actually have pretty decent mobility in them. It's not too bad. You gotta walk weird because I don't have, they make your legs thicker, right? So you have to walk like kind of bow-legged so they don't bump into each other. Because the last thing I want to do is like chew the heck out of the insides here. So you kind of have to like purposely walk bow-legged. But it's still pretty decent mobility. Like, I can do something I don't think a lot of people can do in this kind of suit. And that is bunny hop. But yeah. Like, it seems to work pretty good. Knees rubbing? No, I have knee pads in them. I actually, the knee is actually, I got a knee pad. It's attached to me with knee pads. That's how they're attached. And then, just for reference, ooh. So, this is how tall I am in it. I believe I measured it with the boots and the helmet on, and I think I'm either 6'3" or 6'4" with it all on. Yeah. Will I be able to use the toilet? Before I put the armor on, I will be able to. Just the helmets and boots. I mean, I could do the Dio pose with them, right? I think. Like, I'm actually surprised how much mobility. You gotta remember, I'm 20 pounds heavier now. Each boot weighs 4 kilograms. So 2.2, that's 10 pounds in boot that I have on. Or no. Is it 4? No, is it 3 or 4 kilograms? I can't remember how much the boots weighed. Were they 3 or 4 kilograms? I think they were 4 kilograms each. So that's 2.2, so that's like 20 pounds in boots almost. Jeez. Actually, they're probably a bit heavier now because I added some stuff to them. I know it's 2.2 pounds. So. Oh yeah, I've got plenty of room up front to put a speaker in for voice modulation, so I can do a robot voice. By the way, I actually used real brass on this helmet. There's a pin that goes in here. I don't know why this is like a lever. Like, this is supposed to be like opens up here, but I don't know how it's supposed to work in like the lore. But there's a pin in here, and I have a 3D printed pin that's supposed to go in there, but I broke it. So I just grabbed a brass pin and shoved it in there. So there's actually metal in this helmet. There we go. Okay, now I got to get out of these. Don't jump like Elon. Apparently he does that because he tries to make an X. That's what he does when he does that. Wait until I have the full armor. Well, the plan is, let me go get the thighs. So I'm just going to show you the thighs here. So just so you guys are aware how this is all going to work. There, I got my thighs. Let's move the camera. Okay. So I think if I do that. So here are the thighs. These are just the front pieces. There's going to be back pieces. But these go like here and like here. So there's the thighs. And then you have a crotch piece that goes there. It's in the pile over there. But yeah. So just to like see, these are supposed to like index in there. So I'm going to have to figure out how to attach all this to make it work. Because this is supposed to like index into here. So I'm probably going to have some like elastic webbing or something to kind of like lock it all in place. because these got to like ride in there. So I got to figure out how to do a hinge essentially. But yeah, that's, there we go, power armor. Eh. I'm a coming. Okay, let's get these out so I can actually move. I'll have more mobility once they're actually like properly attached instead of just being wedged in there. But yeah. Okay, I'm gonna take the boots off first. And then the weirdest thing is, if you wear these for a bit and then take them off, you feel so weird. You feel so weird. Oh, I know it's gonna be difficult to move. Go watch the Fallout show and watch any part where the guy wearing the power armor prop is running around. He's like, ugh. Now the thing is, to take these off, you just take them off like a boot. You just put your heel on and just kind of like slide them off because they're just boots. Like crap. Charlie horse. Come on. Ow. Ow. Ah. Ah, Charlie horse. Ooh, right in the thigh or the calf. Okay. And the other one. Ah, ah. Ooh. See, I made the mistake of trying to actually take care of myself this year. So I started doing a bike ride every morning. And, ow. My body's like, what are you doing working out again? Ah. That's the other goal. I'm not mentioning much because if you say you're going to do it, you won't do it. But I'm trying to drop 20 pounds this year. And that's one of the things is bike ride every morning on the bike and back to the intermittent fasting stuff. Okay, let's do the giveaway. We're doing the giveaway. You got 1 minute to enter. I feel so short now. I feel so short. It's like, hi guys, how you doing? Okay. Oh. Can you hear my knees crack? Okay. You got 1 minute to enter for the giveaway. Link in the video description. While you're doing that, if you're new here, make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out. Don't forget to like the smash button as well. And if you're not subscribed, your name pops up here on the corner of the screen. And it's really cool. Get that dopamine response. I got sick. This was the first year I was not sick during the holidays. Like literally every year I get sick in December. And this is the first year I did not get sick in December. Last year was bad because I had freaking COVID and norovirus at the same time. So everything up here felt sick and everything down there was coming out. And then the year before, I had a stomach bug. The year before that, I had the flu or something. Like every year I get sick in December. This was the first year I didn't. And now I'm getting sick right now. So I only delayed the inevitable. Okay, let's do this giveaway. Are we at 5 o'clock? We're at 5 o'clock. Okay. Okay, close all this stuff. Who linked me something on the stream? Okay, let's see here. Responses, link to sheet. Okay. Yeah, I really do not like the redesign of the Google Forms that they did. It makes it a lot more annoying. If you got sick in December because vitamin D. I mean, I'm inside all the time, so. Although, to be fair, I did crack a molar, which is all fixed now. So that was a, I did crack a molar, so I had to go to the dentist for that. Get that fixed. So I guess I did get something. Diapers if you wear. I'm not wearing it long enough to require diapers. I'm not wearing adult diapers and power armor. I don't, honestly, I don't think I have the room. Okay, let's do a race. We're not going to do a thing. Okay, so add names, clear, open names. Steve Weatherman's the first one to enter. Okay, so let's go with hop, skip, and a jump. Why not? How many people do we have? 345. Bots. 345. Play. Okay, how this works, if you win, you get a spool of filament from POLYMAKER, plain and simple. But if I pick your name and you win, you also get a free hat off the merch store. If you want to buy something off the merch store, just collect exclamation mark merch, I believe, in chat. Also, I'm shutting down the PO box. I got to remove it off of the thing, off the bot, but I am shutting down the PO box. So no more PO box. No, not many people used it. Very few did actually, but I'm shutting it down because that was a couple hundred a year. I didn't want to spend anymore. Okay. You. No, that didn't work. Somebody's got to be near the middle of the screen. Brah, brah, brah. James Weirhead. If you win, you get a free hat along with your spool of POLYMAKER filament. Remember, exclamation mark zoom zoom makes you go faster. Exclamation mark gullible makes everyone else go slower. And if you're subscribed to the channel and ring the bell, it greases your ball up to go even faster. And I got a million pop-ups on my phone. Ooh. Round and round she goes. Oh, who's in the lead? Who's in the lead? Juan, it's yours to lose, buddy. You're in the lead, Juan. Wolf Pup! No! Goodbye, Wolf Pup. Oh. Oh, Tater tried to... Oh, look at the people. Oh, David Brockwell. Where'd you go? Where'd you go? Oh, everyone's trying to... snipe it. And a lot of people failed at that. Oh, Errol V. Is it Errol V or Errol 5? If you think it's Errol V, put a 1 in chat. If you think it's Errol 5, put a 2 in chat. But it's Errol's game to lose. Unless somebody snipes it again. Oh, Errol. Errol V. The 5th. Congratulations, Errol V. You have won yourself a spool of filament from... Oh. You have won yourself a spool of filament from POLYMAKER. Everyone, golf claps in chat for Errol. E-R-R-O-L. Let me pull you up here on the list. E-R-R-O-L. Errol. There you are. That's a noble goal for the year. Okay. So we're going to call it there. I don't know if there'll be a stream tomorrow. I'm starting to come down with a bug and my throat is already killing me. Stomach bug or throat bug, you know, strep throat. I don't know. Wife had it. Now I'm probably getting down with it. If I'm not sick tomorrow, stream tomorrow. If I am sick tomorrow, maybe no stream tomorrow. Either way, I'll let you know tomorrow. I'll try and have a video out Sunday. I'm trying to knock off the rest of the Smurf videos. I've got 2 or 3 left, so I might put a video out Sunday, just to have one. But yeah, new year, new plans on the channel. Same old. But we're going to try and do more builds, essentially. The plan is the streams will still be the streams. But in terms of video content, trying to do more videos on more varied stuff other than just strictly building 3D printers. We're trying to diversify our content here. And again, shout out to POLYMAKER for the spool filament we gave away this stream and every stream. Silent stream. Hanson, what? I'm not muted. Not muted. Don't think I'm muted. I'm not muted. Close this off here. Playing music. Is that what you're hearing? Yes. Okay. So yeah, shout out to POLYMAKER for the spool of filament we give away this stream and every stream. Links for all of them and more in the video description. Some of the affiliate links don't cost you anything extra. Others, like the Gamer Subs one, use code Canuck, save 10% on your order. Actually, I think they got some new cups. I don't know. My rep's like, we got new stuff. Let me check it here. Let me check. What did my rep send me? What did my rep send me? There we go. Hey, look, they got. I'm not gonna say it on stream, but there you go. They got new merch from Gamer Subs. Yeah, that's what they do. But it's good. I don't drink pop anymore. I drink this stuff. And for those that donated to the channel, gifted memberships to others, or became members of the channel yourself, I thank you. Not be able to do the things I do, create the content I create. Without your continued support, you make it all possible. Don't forget, next week we will be doing the makeup member stream for December, so stay tuned for that. And I think we'll call it there. Yeah, we'll call it there. I'm gonna go make dinner. I am starving because all I've had to eat today was 2 pieces of bacon, 2 eggs, and some hash browns. I need some food. Diets suck. Bye. 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 Happy New Year.